sounded a bit like that.
Yeah, think of how many times we just had beer or booze brought to us, Kay. That was it was like every week, at least one booze person was stopping by with booze, which we had to sample. Do you remember the time they sent, it was whatever liquor store with your buddy Bob, I think was his name, the marathon runner guy?
Bobby G!
Yeah, he sent that wine rep, and she opened like 8 bottles of wine, and we got drunk for like 2 hours. We just like, I'll go another song, come back and tell you about this Merlot. And I was hungover by noon. It was awful.
What's worse, wine hangovers or champagne hangovers?
Oh, I've never had a champagne hangover, but I never want to have a wine hangover ever again. I don't usually drink wine for that reason.
I'm all right on wine hangovers, hence why I'm drinking it. I'm all right on wine ones, but champagne ones are bad.
I'm a red wine guy for sure, but the what do they call them? Not the tannins, the sulfites.
Yes.
I get all plugged up, man. Like I can't breathe.
The last time I drank red wine was at a coworker's wedding, and she had lots of beer, but also wine. And for some reason on this hot August day, I said, well, red wine, I'm going to have some of that next thing. And no, that's what I was drinking. And that's what I was throwing up later on in that night. And my teeth were purple for 3 days. And it fucking sucked.
That sounds like it was really shitty red wine if your teeth were purple for 3 days.
Was it in a cardboard box?
No, this was poured out of bottles by people who just kept on. Again, it was free. So it was like just bottomless. I'm like, I don't got time to drink beer. I'm just going to get shit-faced on wine. And that was a terrible idea.
Why didn't you brush your teeth for 3 days?
I did. Just couldn't get the stain off.
Right.
What?
I think there was some stomach bile and acid mixed in with the sulfites, and it just stuck.
The last time I drank red wine heavily to get drunk, it was after we went to the BAFTA Awards, and we were getting a cab back to our car because Chris was driving. We were in the back seat with our BAFTA, and there's me just like, fuck, this is not going to be good. And so we got close to the car, and I just tapped Chris, and I said, we need to get out fucking now. I'm going to barf. And so Chris goes, stop here, just stop here. It's fine. We'll walk from here. As I open the door, puke all over my beautiful red shoes while holding a BAFTA.
That is glorious.
That should be your profile picture for all social medias.
Chris just stood there like, so proud.
I can't believe he didn't take a picture. You should recreate that and use that. We should change the Sweat Socks and All That Sauce logo. Just puking K on a BAFTA on some red shoes. Red socks.
Red socks.
Justin, you're
Red
quick.
socks.
BAFTA in her case that night stands for what? I'll give you till next episode to come up with that.
Yeah, right.
That's your homework, buddy.
Bitch, fuck. Sorry.
Yes, the last day is going to be.
I speak drunk K fluently, so I'm assuming that's about what it was.
That's awesome.
Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K and Todd, where no sport is off limits, some booze is off limits, and the debates are debatable. This week, more of a discussion, but I'm sure we will definitely hear Justin's opinion on what Todd and I, you always have an opinion on what you're going to say, like we're doing something wrong or something stupid, which is, the topic is, do you have is it talisman? A talisman?
A talisman.
Talisman?
A talisman.
What's talisman?
Well, like a mythical, medallion or an orb, or just some piece of lucky tchotchke that you must have in your presence while you're watching your favorite sport ball team so that they will win. If you don't have it, they've got no shot.
So do you have a talisman or a good luck charm or routine or clothing, anything that you have to do before, during a game if you want your team to win? I gotta do a little side note here before we get into that, and before we get into Todd's news. I want you guys to Google something for me.
Okay.
We previously did a podcast episode about mascots, and that was by far my most favorite episode that we've done yet. I got to talking to a friend about this episode and about different podcasts, and he indulged me at a little something called the West Bromwich Boilerman. It is genuinely a man dressed as a combo boiler.
All right.
The fuck is a combo boiler? Do you cook with that?
I think it's to like heat your home.
What am I Google searching? West Brunwich?
West
Bromwich
Bromwich
Boilerman.
Boilerman.
What? So please explain to
Right.
me.
So I did some research. Baggy Bird is the main mascot, but the Boilermen made headlines when West Brom signed a sponsorship deal with a boiler firm.
But like when you say boiler, like is this like a hot water heater? Is that something
Yes.
like in England you make your blood pudding in? What the?
like a hot water heater.
What
Yeah.
in the actual F?
I'm sorry. You know what? Animals, mythical creatures, fucking appliances cannot be mascots. Foul.
It is a boiler. It looks like a fridge with arms and legs.
It's my new favorite mascot.
See, I wanted to share that one with you guys. It was too good
Okay.
not to
Okay.
ignore it.
Yeah.
Still better than Victor the Viking.
I have been edified. I'm seeing the LGBTQ version of the refrigerator on mine.
Oh, very good.
ESPN UK.
I didn't know they had a Pride Day at the Boilerman Stadium. That's awesome.
Right before
That guy probably got some water boiling. They got some hot water over that one.
Woo!
Before we get into our discussion about good luck charms for your games, Todd, can we get some of the latest news, please?
Yes.
I feel like I'm about to be diddled by like an old uncleism. Yes.
I had a couple that I was like, okay, this will be the next one, but I think this one takes the cake.
Okay.
Fireball. Any fans? Throw up a hand. Fireball? No,
Barf.
not Fireball makes me go loco.
I've watched.
I don't think Fireball even exists in this country. I think that's how awful it is.
Is your country? Yes. Now that we know that. I mean, not that I indulge in Fireball on a regular basis, but I want to have it as an option when I want to make a bad choice. It's my God-given right. And I've watched Todd make that choice over and over again.
Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey is letting sports fans celebrate their teams and mock their enemies with their latest creation. I'm not going to give up the name of it quite yet.
Okay.
This creation will be crafted with real human tears. To make this, Fireball workers will be stationed at some very big rivalry football games later this season, and ask fans to shed tears as they leave the stadium after their team's brutal loss. The Fireball employees will then gather the tears through the use of jars and teardroppers, and the tears will be mixed into some actual Fireball, turning it into, okay, do you have a guess what they will be calling this concoction?
Tearball? What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? This is some psycho.
What do you mean? What's
serial
better than
killer bullshit?
You're drinking the tears of your enemy. Like the sweet, sweet tears of their sorrow and remorse as you laugh because your team has bested their team, and now
you're like,
oh, salty tears. But you want to just go up and lick their face. That's gross. Instead, can you insert some of those tears into my whiskey, please?
If all goes according to plan, this will be ready for next football season. You can order yourself some Crierball.
Can Pitbull do a song called Crierball as well that we can all jam to?
A concept album. There's a tour just waiting here. I, for one, am excited about this because, again, it would be weird to go into like Lambeau Field and just lick some fat guy's tears off his face. Right. But if you've dripped them into the whiskey, and I just know that I'm getting a little taste of their misery.
So yeah, so is it going to be like Packers fans tears and Lions fans tears and
sort of what I'm wondering, but who gives a F? They're just going to put a label and you're going to be like, yeah, suck it. Whoever your worst.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is you can insert your own myth into it. It's, I'm convinced right now that this is Bears fans after we just kicked the shit out of them last week. Whatever. It's Lions fans who just watched their team lose the NFC Championship game to the Minnesota Vikings. It's whatever, hypotheticals, of course.
Check yourself. Do you have a talisman, or good luck charm or routine that you have to do before or during a game if you want your team to win? Todd, I feel like you have so many. Justin said before you got into the studio, he saw you walk past the windows and you had to make 2 trips. Todd,
he's a creature of habit, and he just adds to the arsenal. He might also be slightly a hoarder, but you know what? He's just hoarding good luck.
Try, by golly.
Well, it's doing you real good with those Seahawks, I can tell you that.
Oh, in fact, I hung this up here. I'm trying to change the mojo. This is my new 12-man flag. If you know Seahawk lore, the 12s are the fans, and they retired that jersey number. First jersey number they retired. I'm a season ticket holder, and this was our gift from Paul Allen's, who owns half the world. We got a nylon flag, and I was like, all right, I'm going to hang it up. So far, this motherfucker is over. It is over since I got it.
Yeah.
And
see, that's the same thing. Sometimes there are items that must be removed. You must exorcise the demons.
That's why it's on this podcast today, because if we lose this, we're on a bye week, but if we lose again, I'm burning this trash, man.
Burning it. Can I take it? It might just bring some good luck for me.
That said, I'm captain. I'm like the Carrot Top of this podcast. I've always got the props. Most recent is, Justin, you can even show your tat.
Yes!
Look at that. All right, so can you describe it for me, please?
Well, the Mariners.
The Mariners, and so that's King Triton's... Triton?
King Neptune, right? Trident.
I'm going Disney. I'm going Ariel's dad.
So all these Major League Baseball teams now have their version. What is it for the Twins, Justin?
Well, it was the home run sausage this year.
That's right.
And don't worry, when that was hot, I was consuming mass amounts of sausage. I was just sausage in my mouth and my throat nonstop while they were on that amazing run.
The Sausage King of Chicago. And the Detroit Lions did the pizza, the Little Caesars pizza guy. So they put pizzas on that spear that the Little Caesars pizza man has, and they put the pizzas on the pizza spear for however many home runs they got.
I truly believe I'm supremely biased, but I think that the Trident, and theirs is metal. This is plastic.
Yes.
When they hit a home run, they go in the dirt. They're like, it looks badass, Justin.
Yeah, it is. It's the coolest. All other teams have tried to come up with their own, just like because it's a copycat thing, and some of them are lame. Like the Twins, like they had the home run robe a couple years ago. It was yeah, so like you hit a home run, all of a sudden you had to put this bathrobe on and take a little walk. And it was hilarious and fun. And they're like, okay, well, that's good. What you do now? And they're like, it's a fishing vest and a little, fishing rod. And it was fucking lame. So it went away. And then they said, oh, but this is a Prince hat, for Prince. And like, okay. And it was fucking lame. So like eventually the players say, I don't want to do it. And good for them. But the Trident, that thing is fucking cool. Because, yeah, you hit the home run. It has walked out to you. You get to hold it up and then, like, plant it in the ground. I get slightly erect every time they do it.
What if they did it one time? They just went like that, and then a lightning bolt came down and hit it.
And maybe we'd fucking World Series.
Yes. Yeah.
World Series. That would
I think more likely. What Kay described is more likely to happen than what you...
even getting to the World Series.
God, this year when somebody gets hit by lightning holding that Trident, we'll be like, shit.
Wouldn't that
told you?
I'm wondering Roy Hobbs' natural. Remember his bat had a bolt of lightning on it? Okay. You fucking hosed me earlier this year when the Tigers swept the Mariners, but you may have just spoken it into fruition. Somebody is going to get struck by lightning at T-Mobile Field this year.
Is it going to be you?
Seattle. God, if it is and we win, that'll be on my epitaph, man.
That's right. You are now the talisman. You are now like your ashes, because that's all that's left of you, must be scattered at the field so they can continue to win World Series.
What would you want your what are those called that you put the ashes in?
The urn.
An urn. What would you want your urn to look like so we can design this?
You can just put my ashes in there.
A football helmet.
The old school Seahawks helmet. Yes.
Put a lid on it, and I will rest peacefully.
Okay.
And then...
Wait, so you're 0 for 2 at the minute because that trident has done nothing for you as well.
Okay, I'm 0 for my life.
Yeah. Except, hey, that Seahawks helmet, there has been a Super Bowl victory in your lifetime.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so who's this guy? Are these all good luck? Do you pile these all around you as you watch your game?
House, you've seen the ridiculous amount.
Yeah, you just have to kind of tiptoe around all of the treasure to get to the one spot you can sit to watch the game.
You'll be my first free pass. The man cave is finally coming to fruition. The most beautiful swing in the history is very dusty because he hasn't played in 25 years. Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. But yes, when it's a big game, this talisman comes out to bring the vibe.
Yes. I love that.
So those are my go-tos, which apparently work miserably.
Yeah, but they would for sure lose if you didn't have those in your presence. You'd have no shot. At least you're giving your team a chance.
We'd like to think. It's only weird if it doesn't work. I can't remember the beer company, was it Budweiser, that did this great ad campaign showing mostly American football fans. Whether it's painting yourself or we say this every Sunday when the opposing team's lining up for a field goal and it's crucial. We do Noonan. Miss it. Noonan. And then if we're really doubling down, then we draw an X through the yellow goalpost on our TV screen and we say, curse of the Buddha man. Curse.
God, where are you, Scotland?
I am Scottish and have the liver to prove.
I myself am a very simple being. Every year, I only do it for the Lions. I don't do it for anybody else. But every year I start with an outfit, right? Mm-hmm. So if that outfit does well for me, then I try to, pretty much continue that. I try to stick with that. However, this year, the one game that I chose to really go for it because I wanted the Instagram photo with my friends, right? I wore the Lions hoodie. I wore the Lions hat. I wore the infamous Lions leggings, which make my ass look fucking incredible. The Lions Nikes that I have, I wore the lot, right? We've got the foam finger and everything. That game, my friends, was the game that we lost to the Buccaneers.
Oh,
the one game. So I have not worn the infamous Lions leggings on game day since. I haven't worn that hoodie on game day since. I haven't worn that hat on game day since. And I haven't worn those shoes on game day since. And so far, it's doing okay. So I've gone really simple now. I wear my black Detroit crew neck, which I was going to wear today, but it's in the wash for Sunday. And I do believe that you can wash them. I've washed it. It's fine. That's not a problem. Thank God for that, because that would be real gross. I spill a lot of things on me. So it's my black Detroit crew neck from Kilo & Co. Shout out Kilo & Co. And then I just wear like sweatpants. And that's it. The last 2 games, I didn't drink any booze. I drank tea. And those last 2 games were fantastic, right? The one game, the Vikings game, I was going like all American. I bought Bud Lights, brought them to my friend's house, and that was such a stressful experience.
You telling me that Bud Light beat my Vikings? Fuck.
Bud Light beat your Vikings, but I was so stressed out and it was far too close for my liking that I will not buy Bud Light for the rest of the season now.
You probably bought more Bud Light than the rest of America combined that week. Good for you, Tay. So glad you can still get it across the pond.
I know. But that's like, I kind of just go as the season goes on. I don't have like some ritual of things every year. I just see how it goes. But mine's basically clothing. That's all I've really got. I do have that Lions flag, and I haven't put it up. We have like a flagpole, and I haven't put it up, and I'm not going to now because I'm afraid I'm going to jinx it.
Speaking of that, Kay, I had this for you. I thought of you. I've been sitting on this for what seems like weeks because we haven't talked in forever. To ask you this: what does a Detroit Pistons fan do after watching their team win? Rewind the VHS tape.
I was going to say, turn off the PlayStation.
Sorry for that.
We're winning games all of a sudden, somehow, some way.
What's that, the Pistons?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't actually watch NBA basketball. I don't know. I just that got me to giggle a little bit.
That was pretty good. Well done. I applaud. Although it wasn't. No, it was DVD era, so it was like back to the main menu, please.
That's fair.
A wordsmith, OCD, and slight psychosis. When I was young, I liked anagrams. You know what anagrams are?
Yep.
Bananagrams, like the game?
Not bananagrams, anagrams. Like you take a word and you shuffle it and it makes another word, like a description of.
Right.
Oh,
but I
so kind of like so the concept of bananagrams.
Well, do you know what Pig Latin is?
Yes.
SEA.
SEA. It's nay on the ombre. I liked looking at words backwards and tried to sound them out. And the Detroit Pistons were my favorite NBA team because I went through all the sports leagues. I'm 13, 14 years old. The Pistons backwards is, well, what we call them a snot sip. The Detroit snot sip.
That's what it tastes like. That's what their tears taste like in the Crierball, Todd.
And the Crierball, yes. Get a little snot sip. Crierball.
I've still got I need to find this photo of you in these Detroit Lions leggings. I don't know if I might have missed this, but I gotta.
It was a part of
it's all Justin, come on, man.
What? Did I miss something?
Todd, please go ahead.
It's funny. He's like, oh, it's right here. He's just like, it's like that's wallpaper on his phone, and not even the whole photo, just one portion of the program.
My last name's Lyons. I'm a big fan.
Do you not remember me making you guys take those photos?
Oh, I remember. My wife's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like, I gotta kneel like this and
look over my shoulder like this.
I tried to give duck lips.
My teenage daughter was my photographer that day, and she still tells me how stupid that was. Dad, you look stupid.
You know what? That was the whole
Yeah, I know, right?
Mission accomplished, K-Dub. There you have it.
Unbelievable. I've tried.
Look at your camera. Look at your.
There we go.
That one.
Can you get a little closer? Get a little closer.
I hope
zoom in a little bit.
Park and not your backyard, because if it's your backyard, I am clearly not doing life correctly.
That is my backyard.
God, you.
My apologies. You guys can come visit whenever you want and stay for 3 months.
When you're talking about the backyard, we are talking about the green space, right? Not just the bulbous blue. Want to come play around my backyard? Toss the ball around. Oh my God. Yeah, I've tried like the clothes thing.
Freak out.
But it doesn't work. Like, no, I'll wear like, this is my Viking shirt. And then, I burn it 2 weeks later because it did not work. Yeah. But one thing I've always do now before every game is, even though it's, they always show it on TV. They act like it's some hallowed tradition that we've had since the beginning of time. But really, the Vikings doing the skull thing, they just started doing that when they moved into the new stadium, which isn't that long ago. But I must be in front of my TV, and my children have to come. I will scream and yell until they come, and they all have to do this with me until the kickoff, because it's fucking awesome.
What is that about? How did that start, and why is that so important?
I don't want to talk about the origin story because it's really lame. I just like to say that they always show it on the broadcast, they always cut to the game early to show the people doing the skull thing. And every time the commentators talk about like what a just amazing energy and what an experience it is to be there for it. And I've only ever been in the stadium one time for it, and it was awesome. So,
you've only been to the stadium one time?
That stadium, yes. I've been to Metrodome 475,000 times, but I only got into... Before I moved far, far away, I only got into one game and sat in legitimately the last row of the stadium. I mean, like there was behind me was wall. And
But was it like a good seat everywhere you sat?
Yes. Yeah. And walking in, it was just you walk in the legacy doors, or they called them, and you look around and you just realize that I wasted so many fucking Sundays under that Teflon dome and that shitty turf. Look at what we could have been playing. It really is a spectacle. God forbid. Actually, it was also really nice for the one season they played at the Gopher Stadium while they were building the new stadium. So then we got to watch outdoor football, and me likey, big fan.
You like outdoor football? I did. I went to the. I am so grateful that the Lions are indoor. I gotta say, I went to a Philadelphia Eagles game one time. I think it was November. But I did not know that it was an outdoor stadium. So there's me trying to look cute in my Lions leggings, right? Lions weren't even playing. It was the Bears and the Eagles. And there's me in these thin little leggings and a cute little jacket. And I was just like, somebody go buy me a blanket because this ain't happening.
I say, you really didn't know what you're getting in for. You went to an Eagles game and you were wearing something other than the Eagles green. You survived. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
I think I was okay because I was a lion, not a bear. So it was like, it was.
Oh, and it was those leggings?
Yeah. See, I found the good picture of my butt in those leggings.
Your son seems to really be enjoying it as well. He's but like, you're looking at my mom's ass, and you love it.
Me mommy's bum.
Yeah, it's $5 if you'd like to get closer.
$5. $5,
please.
Get a picture of me mommy's bum.
Hey, gotta make my money somehow, right?
That's right. Hey, it's called a moneymaker for a reason. I would like to say that during the baseball season, I try very hard to make sure that, because my wife is also a very big baseball fan. And by that I mean the Twins. 162 games, she will watch 145 of them. I mean, watch them. So,
and she loves Joe Mauer so much.
Well, he hasn't played in a while, but she does love Joe Mauer. And there's a couple other Twins she likes these days. But also, baseball season, she doesn't have a problem with getting a first, second, third, even home run. So always try to make sure on a game day that we can get that done. Because then when they win, I say, well, we got to keep the tradition. We got to keep rolling. So when the Twins get on a heater, Daddy gets on a heater. It's like,
are you serious?
It's a win streak for everyone. Oh yeah, absolutely. She's like, yeah, if we did it last night at work, we got to do it again today. So
but they play so often.
Yeah, I know.
That's baseball.
That's right. Yeah, but then they go on a losing streak, and then it's a dry spell. It sucks. So then I'm like, we got to try to break this streak. After they lost tonight, we got to make up for it. We got to turn things around for them. And sometimes she's in a really bad mood and doesn't want to do that. And sometimes she's like, fine, you're right. We got to do this for the team.
I'll open my legs.
Justin, I need to employ this in my life.
Your wife is a superstitious person.
She is. She was like, I wore it to work. If you have a sports team that's losing, do you abstain from sex, something else you like, your favorite food do you abstain? It's like Lent. Justin, you and I grew up Lutheran. We know what the Lenten season's all about.
Yes.
Now, we've eschewed a lot of religiosity, but our sports teams, our love of sport ball is our religion. So do we abstain from something? We can always find new icons and new
heroes, new teams.
So is that what we
Yes, well, sometimes, if the Vikings say lose 3 games in a row, I abstain from sobriety. I find that is a good workaround. It doesn't work, but I don't care as much. So,
right?
I tried to do that for Lent once. I was like, I'm going to not drink.
Nice. I was dating a girl one time. I'm like, we can't do that because of Lent. And she's like, Lent? I was like, yeah. And she's like, Lent to who and for how long? And I was like, oh, it's a Lutheran joke right there.
Speaking of, Justin gave me the greatest Lutheran joke. I can't believe I've never heard it because the was it 1500s? Martin Luther hacking the 93 theses on the Roman Catholic door. Justin, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Deliver the punchline.
I don't remember.
The Reformation. Come on.
Knock, knock. Who's there? The Reformation. That's right. Thank you. God, I can't believe I told you.
You told me this.
I know. I taught you that joke, and then I forgot all about it.
Oh, it's glorious.
Listen, Todd, I'm in one of my abstaining modes right now, so
it's fair.
I'm having a hard time remembering things.
It's been a long time since baseball season ended today.
Yeah.
Hey, you only got 140 days till pitchers and catchers report. You gonna be a pitcher or a catcher?
Yes, I'll do a little bit of both. Utility, infield / outfield. That's my position. You know what? Just stick a thumb in my butt. Let's see if that turns things around.
So besides,
I'm not talking to the two of you. God.
You're talking to the person that doesn't, the one person. Well, there's a lot of people that aren't listening to this podcast. I know there's one that will be the last. You're married to her.
Yeah, that's right. She won't hear this. She won't listen to this for sure. But I'll tell you what, if it was a Twins game and then it was on the line and she thinks that just anything could get us over the finish line. She'd be past the knuckle. There'd be 2, maybe 3. For sure.
Maybe you should start doing that for this podcast and be like, listen, if you do this for me, maybe we'll get sponsorship. Maybe the heavens will open up and the sponsorship will just come.
As we talk about thumb and buttholes, I don't understand how we can't get sponsors on this. My God. Where's the Church of Latter-day Saints? Don't they need to start reaching out to other people?
It's a big tent, Justin.
Yeah, it's a big tent. Where's the My Pillow guy? We'll take his money, whatever. Get that pillow over here.
Right?
We should do a mattress one. A mattress.
Thank you. Hey, we got to get Mattress Mac and the My Pillow guy. But let's big tent it.
Yeah. We'll take any and all. It doesn't matter. There's got to be a company out there that makes specialty clubs for baby seals. We'll take their money. We want them on the podcast. It's just...
So besides your things that you have, Todd, are there any rituals and stuff that you might do?
Like I said, during the game, I told you about the Curse of the Buddha Man. And,
day of games, game day of.
I will say this. Usually during a game, it doesn't matter what sport. If you're standing or sitting in a spot and things are going well, even if you have to urinate, or when some intruder walks in and all of a sudden you're like, no, first time you get a pass. Second time, third's a trend. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Go back outside. Go back to your car. Go back to your house. I don't care whence you came. So those are the sort of superstitions as the game is rolling, where you're like, I can't move from this spot. Or, God, as soon as I sat in this chair, everything went to hell in a handbasket. I got to do something.
Well, if you remember a couple seasons back, the Minnesota Twins were in the playoffs, and I invited Todd over to my house to watch one of the games. And he showed up and he walked through the door and said, this kid, Royce Lewis, is pretty good. Oh, and Royce Lewis just goes yard and they win the game. The next, I'm like, Todd, you got to come back. Todd comes back and they win another game. Fucking, we cannot, Todd. You are not going to work today. You are leaving early. I'm giving you the day off. You must come and watch the Twins at my house. And I think that third time, you brought your wife and then they lost.
I know. we see, Justin, we broke the matrix there.
We did.
You did. I remember we were watching the one of the England games, and Chris left the room. I mean, it was 0-0 forever. Right. Chris left the room for 1 minute to come to the office to get something. Boom! England scored. And I was like, stay out! Just stay away.
It works. There's science to this.
It's unreal. I did the same thing with the Vikings game. I came into a different room and I sat on the couch, and that's when everything started going to hell in a handbasket for the Lions. And so I was like, I can't sit on this couch anymore. So then I went down to the floor and I just sat on the floor in like the fetal position for a very long time. Finally got there.
Wow. Cheers, by the way, Kay, to your Lions. So I'm rooting against for the most part, but when they can go into Lambeau and embarrass the fucking Packers, that's just
in that weather. That was just the most incredible feeling. I was on cloud 9 the next day.
There has to be a Crierball bottle of them tears, and I want some of that. I'm drinking that.
I want all of it, and then I want like an Aaron Rodgers like special edition.
Special decanter, and you'll pay extra, but boy,
you will trip balls. But it's
psilocybin or whatever that's called,
ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And then you get the really expensive, like the more expensive bottle, and that's the one where it's Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers' tears mixed together in unity forever.
They will. You know what? They're gonna like make a sitcom together, right? One day when they retire, they'll just do a show about the two of those guys living together.
Oh my goodness! Right, to send us out as always each and every week, Justin gives us his wise words of wisdom.
Bear with me because this is sports related. But the ruby slippers, you know, Judy Garland's iconic shoes from the Wizard of Oz, you know, they're up for auction. They're being sold.
They found them.
Yeah,
they found them.
Yeah, right. You remember this. They were stolen in 2005. It was actually like 2018 they were found. The FBI located them. I've been to the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, where she's from. The slippers weren't there, but they'd show you like, this is where the slippers were when they were stolen. And like, that cost you $10. Okay, whatever. But speaking of stealing, though, this pair of glowing footwears is selling right now. The bid is over $815,000. Who is paying that? Don't get me wrong. They are, as far as Hollywood memorabilia goes, that's like as good as it gets, right? But does the person buying them even know what size they are? Will they fit? and before you say, oh, you wouldn't buy them to wear them, why not? I mean, if I had that kind of money and I could buy, say, a Babe Ruth jersey, you're goddamn right I'm wearing it. I'm going to get mustard on it, burn holes in it with my cigarette, just like the Bambino did. I'm wearing it to the batting cage. I'm calling my shot. As a matter of fact, if I have that kind of money, I'm buying the slippers too. And then I'm going to wear them both, the slippers and the Babe Ruth jersey, and that's it. And if drunk, pantsless me at the batting cage gets any trouble, some jerk-off calls the cops on me and tries to get me arrested, I just click my heels 3 times and I'm fucking out of there. By the way, for $800,000, they better work like they did in The Wizard of Oz.
Thanks for joining Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin, Kay, and Todd.
Pray your rosary, get your tridents, get your icons.
Thumb your butt and get them leggings on.
Live free.
Right.
If you want to chime in on the show.
Oh, and subscribe.
Yeah. Wait, are we on social media?
Stop doing that joke every week. Oh, God.
Stop when it stops being funny, damn it.
I know, I'm still laughing. If you want to chime in, feel free to send us an email at sweatsockspodcast@gmail.com. By the way, we don't have any emails from any listeners yet.
Will somebody just send a test email? It just needs to say test. Thank you.
Till next
That's the beauty of being first. There's only one first.
That's right.
Nobody can ever take that away from you, sir or madam.
I will frame it and put it behind me.
Like a $1 bill when you open your business.
That's right.
There it is.
Till next time. Stay drunk.
Stay sweaty!
Sweat Socks and All That Sauce is hosted by Todd Lyons, Kay White, and Justin Michaels.
Our theme song made by Pat Leonards.
And the album artwork is by Mike Willis.